Hello you beautiful creatures, how the devil are you? I hope you're well. If you're new here, my name is Lou, or Lucifer, as my friends like to call me. By my friends, I mean my ever-growing army of demons. We are back in the bedroom, boo!
But it's cold and snowing outside.
It is, it is.
Boo.
Oh, we are literally snowed in. I am not alone either. I am with the light of my life, my pumpkin, the man I would kill for, or, as you have so wonderfully dubbed him, the demon consort, Gareth.
I felt like Winona Ryder at that award ceremony then.
Just follow the pizza, just follow the pizza. We have recently returned, huzzah! Yes, the last time you saw us was at London Film and Comic Con meeting our Lord and Saviour Joseph Quinn. However, we move on.
Back to business.
Back to business. We have recently seen Scream 6. And oh boy.
It is a scream.
I really like that. We'll keep that in. We'll keep it in. So basically, this is just a video. We're not going to go into spoiler territory too much. However, we just kind of wanted to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, which is very, very small. Very small. Like, this is easily one of the best horror movies I've seen in theatre. In recent times. In recent times. I said to Gareth that this is one of the first movies in a couple of months that I've said, I need to go back and see it. I need to go back and see it. Yeah, no, that's right. Like, in the last couple of months, I think, like, you know, there haven't been that many movies for me personally.
The last film we saw was a couple of months ago.
Join us. Join us as we regale you with our tales of Scream 6. We are thinking about doing a spoiler heavy kind of chat towards the end of the month. If you don't know about that, that's when we're going to do our watch along, where we'll be watching Evil Dead 2, so you can always check in on that, and we'll talk about Scream with a lot more spoilers then. So for this video, we're going to make it as spoiler free as possible, so stay tuned and have a horrible time in the best possible way. What do you think?
It is very, very, very good.
Would you say from the trailer that you kind of knew what you were going into, or it was definitely like, this is not what I was expecting at all?
Let's just say the trailer hypes you up.
Yeah. And
in the film, they like to swerve you.
Yes, there were a lot of swerves in the film. There were certain aspects where I was like, oh my god, I know what's going on. It's that person, and then it was like, it's not that person, never mind. But yeah,
it does things differently than other Scream films.
Yeah. And
we watched one review earlier, and it was like, ooh, they're doing something different. I wonder. It hooks you a bit more. It gets you.
So obviously it's very different. We all know that it's in a completely different setting. It's in New York this time. So it's basically Ghostface goes to New York, which is brilliant, really good. And they do say, I'm not going to go too much into spoilers, but they say with a film like this, in the part of the franchise that it is, it needs to be bigger. There needs to be more at stake. Everything needs to be more intense. Everybody is basically up for grabs. Like, anybody can go, anybody can die. And I think this film really delivered that notion of, oh my god, you know, we've gotten past that point in movie franchises where we have to protect the final girl and the people who started it all. So, you know, your Laurie Strode, your Sidney Prescott, your Nancy
Thompson. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Nancy Thompson
from Nightmare on Elm Street. I never thought about her second name. She was always just Nancy. Yeah. So with something like this, it's very much Game of Thrones, where you think, oh, it's all right, they're a main character, they'll be fine. No. Not giving too much away, but, you know.
But it's interesting that you mentioned Sidney Prescott.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, Neve Campbell is synonymous as Sidney in the Scream franchise. She's, of course, not in this one. However, it didn't need her.
No.
It didn't need Sidney.
No, and this cast was very much enjoyable to watch. Like, I they say it again. You know how they have in every Scream movie, they always have that moment where they all sit down and say, this is what type of movie it is, these are the rules. It's not spoiling it too much because we all expect it. There is that commentary of, right, this is the part of the franchise we're in, like this is a franchise. And this is one of the first times I've seen a college-based movie, because the cast have basically gone to college now. So in the UK, that's like university. Yeah. They've gone to university. They're living their best frat life. Like they've moved away from Woodsboro. They're trying to all move on. Some of them aren't necessarily moving on as well as others. However, you'll figure that out when you go and see the movie. But back in the good old days of yore, in the early 2000s, when you had slashers and stuff like that, you had this cast of people and you didn't really care about what happened to them. So Cabin Fever, for one, I personally couldn't care less about what happened to the cast. No. Because none of them had massively redeeming qualities. No.
They didn't come across as likeable characters. Yeah,
no. In a lot of them, actually, like Saw, Hostel, all that kind of stuff, they didn't have redeeming qualities, and I didn't really care whether they live or die, make your choice. I didn't care. Whereas with this film, I wanted them all to be okay, and you know, there were moments where they all split up because they were trying to think of it intellectually, and we all need to stick together. Like going off on our own is the worst thing you can do. And when people were separated, I felt it. Like, this is one of the most anxiety-inducing.
Oh God, yeah. I've seen all of them, and this is the most heart-pounding film in the franchise. Like, Ghostface gets so much love. From me in this film.
Yeah.
They're so savage. There's a lot more chasing. And there's a lot more anxiety building as well, and tension. I mean, if you've seen the trailer, the full subway scene in this film, the full subway scene is impeccable. Yeah.
It's Ghostface is very cold in this. Like, Ghostface isn't. They haven't got an end goal of, making a movie or something like that. Like, this is personal, and that's the only thing I'm going to give away. Like, for this Ghostface, it's personal, and you can tell,
And they don't care who gets in their way. Like, again, for those people who've seen the previous films, the ghost faces have a specific target, and they'll just go after that person, and then they'll just disappear again. Whereas this one, and you've seen from the trailer, goes into a grocery store and just absolutely goes berserk in there. That was incredible.
I think it's a commentary on how people just don't care anymore either. So a lot of the stuff happens in broad daylight. Now, one of the previous Screams, when Randy is killed in broad daylight, you're not used to that. That's not normal. Midsummer, that whole movie, bright sunlight, and people are getting killed left, right and centre.
Same for the last Scream as well, with Judy.
Yeah, and it's such a horrible concept, because you think the light is safe, like daytime is safe.
Like, you'll never see the likes of Michael and Freddy during the day. You'll see Jason's done stuff during the day, but he predominantly at night. The only other one is Chucky, who you'll see around the day, but he's a doll.
Yeah, but crowded areas as well.
Crowded areas.
You think, I'm in a crowded area, nobody can get me.
Just wait.
But then on the flip side, I don't know about you, but when you're on the tube, so like the London Underground, if you're that packed in, like Gareth could literally, if he's stood quite close to me, he could just stab me in the gut and nobody would know. Nobody would know. You'd never do that, would you?
No.
He's secretly plotting my downfall.
What?
But honestly, I think it made a lot of massive commentaries on how we perceive the media as well. So there are certain bits in it where So Samantha, she's just trying to get on with her life. She's literally trying to live her best life, but because of the stigma around her
from the previous film,
she can't. You know, people are actively seeking her out and making her out to be a villain. They're recording it as well, like phones.
Yeah.
Phones have always been a massive symbolism for Scream. However, I think their symbolism has changed from dreading that call to dreading being seen on the screen, you know. And it's the same in real life. If we're having a fight and someone's recording us, you know,
only get one perspective.
You only get one perspective. And say, for example, that person who's recording the fight is your best friend. They're not going to show me in a good light. They're going to show you in a good light.
Or if it's a third party.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same everywhere. And I think it is a commentary on, we can't believe everything we're told. And that's what it says in the film. Like, the themes are amazing. The storyline is incredible.
The Easter eggs.
The Easter eggs are so good.
And there's even humour and comedy as well.
Yeah.
As synonymous with any Scream movie, there's always that element of humour.
And it fits.
Especially at the end.
Yeah, it fits where it's meant to as well. It isn't just forced in there either.
Yeah, not like other films we've seen.
Oh, you were going to say Scary Movie, weren't you?
That's not a horror though, is it?
I love Scary Movie so much. Practical effects as well. Wow. I think, personally, since Terrifier has come out, everybody's up in their game. Because I think it's made a lot of horror franchises kind of kick themselves in the butt by saying,
if they can do it on a smaller budget,
why can't we? Because there were definitely some scenes in it where it's like, whoa, oh my god, okay, you know, certain bathroom scene.
Yeah. Oh yes. And the opening scene.
If you like gore, this one is definitely for you.
This is the goriest Scream. Yeah. This is the most gory.
It's just so good to see practical effects, because I think, personally for me, practical effects, the more real something is, the more it scares me, because it's tangible. Like The Thing, you know, when the head spider was coming off the body, that was all practical effects, and because it was practical, it scares me more because it's real. Whereas CGI, it's just stupid, you know. You think that can never happen, but in this, you know, all the wounds, all the violence, all of the scenery.
There was probably some CG involved.
Definitely.
But it was hard to tell. Like in the previous one, when Wes gets stabbed in the neck, there was a little tiny elements of CGI, but most of it was practical.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, all of it was just incredible. So yeah, and Roger Jackson as well. Roger
Jackson, and the score as well. The music, they had elements here, there, everywhere, linking everything together. And there was a part where I was like, I'm gonna go out and say it, but you hear the good old Dewey's theme. There's a little hint of it.
It's good to have somebody who's followed the full Scream franchise like you have, because I've only seen 3 now, and that's the
1, 5 and 6.
Yeah. So to have those moments where Gareth was telling me, this is this bit and this is this bit, I was like, oh my god, that's really cool, you know. So I think a movie like this is really cool because you've got two perspectives. You've got somebody who's followed the franchise since the beginning, and somebody who's kind of newer to it, who...
I was 5 when the first one came out.
Oh, that hurts me on a personal level. I was 1?
No, you were born.
I was born. I was born.
Came out in 1996.
There's a 5-year age gap between us. You wouldn't be able to tell with your small, babyish face.
I thought it was just because I was immature.
He was immature. Yeah, so, you know, the score, Roger Jackson, the cameos as well. We won't give too much away, but I think more for you, a certain cameo was like, oh my god, that's great. The Easter eggs as well. Like, there was a really fun moment where there were multiple Easter eggs, and if you are a horror fan,
yeah,
you're like, oh my god, that's that, and that's that, and that's that, and that's that, and that is brilliant. It was really enjoyable. We loved it. We loved it. So if you are thinking about going to see Scream 6, I would fully recommend it. Gareth would fully recommend it. It's not very often that we both feel strongly about horror movies, the same horror movie, because we've got such different tastes. However, this movie has made me want to go back and watch them all.
We might even do a marathon one day.
Yeah, we could do. We could do like a charity marathon. Ooh, let us know if you want us to do a charity Scream marathon.
Wait for Scream 6 to come out.
Wait for Scream 6 to come out. Please go and watch it. Please, please, please go and watch it. Next week we have got Evil Dead Rise.
No, next month.
Damn it! Next month we got Evil Dead
week
Rise.
Actually comes. Pearl comes out.
Pearl. Yes, we are definitely going to see that. Yeah, we're going to have a big long chat about all of them in the live stream at the end of the month. However, if you want me to do the vlogs like I used to do, where I did the Terrifier one and it's a longer vlog and we basically go through the plot and everything, let me know in the comments below, because I'm more than happy to do that. I'm doing a Terrifier one, sorry, Terrifier 2. Tomorrow I'm going to be vlogging that. That's going to be a longer one as well, so yeah.
I think we're just keeping it quite short because today is essentially opening day for Scream. It came out last night, was part of a double bill.
Yeah.
But this is its full day first release.
Let us know what you think. If you want us to do a full-length video of Scream 6 where we again do the plot, go into more detail about the themes and stuff like that, please let us know, because we love doing that. We're hoping to do a podcast at some point. However, we're just trying to figure out the logistics with it. But once we do, that's what this will turn into, okay? Let us know.
The Tea and Terror.
The Tea and Terror podcast, yes. We hope you've had a good day. If not, that's okay. Always remember, tomorrow's a new day. See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.